Welcome to Seniors Recreation Council's pole walking demonstration. Just some information about pole walking. So pole walking is an easy, efficient and low stress activity that involves the use of specially designed walking poles to engage in a total body workout. Pole walking is renowned as the one exercise that engages the whole body in the activity of walking, and there is no age barrier. That is why it's especially suited for the over 50s. Whether walking as a group or individually or as a couple, it gets you out in the fresh air and gives you an activity that you can rely on to get your whole body working out. It is a safe and effective form of rehabilitation, time efficient and social and out in the open air. It improves orthopedic problems with your neck, back, shoulders, and also some people have issues with their arms. This can also help. But what we do advise is that if you're coming to pole walking with a problem, a medical problem, please see your doctor first. We can provide you some information to take with you to your doctor. Pole walking also exercises your right and left brain hemisphere, which has been proven to be very beneficial to those who are suffering from the onset of dementia and other forms of age-related diseases. Some of the benefits of pole walking are your posture is improved. When you take up pole walking, you automatically stand more upright. Also, pole walking is healthier for your heart with 20 to 45 more oxygen uptake. And also you burn more calories when walking, when you're using your poles as well. Now I'm going to explain how to get the right pole length for your height. So what we're going to do is, when we give you the poles, we extend the poles out, so you'll just pull them out so that they're quite long, and then hold on to them, and when your arms are parallel to the ground, and your elbow is at right angles, that is the correct height of this pole is for whatever height you are. So then you'll pick your poles up, and the maroon ones have a little silver button that pops out. Mine is at height 9, and that little button there just pops out, and then that gives you the correct height to your poles. And you can see that when I put my two poles together, they are both the same height. Now the technique of pole walking is that you use specially designed poles for pole walking. Use your right arm with your left leg and your left arm with your right leg, and this will be demonstrated shortly in the physical side of our demonstration today. You allow the poles to drop behind you, and that's called the trail position, and poles don't actually come any further forward than the heel of your leading foot once, and we'll demonstrate that once we start the next part of the demonstration. Okay, now we're going to do the physical side of our demonstration. So Danny here is going to be my student today. So what I'm going to explain to Danny is how to get the right height for the poles. Now these are telescopic ones. Whoops. So they actually twist to tighten. They don't have the button mechanism that the other poles have. So what you'll do is you pull it out further than the height that you think you'll need. This is for your left hand. Hold on to that, and then just gently push down until your arm is at parallel to the ground and your elbow at right angles. And now just tuck that into your side, put that there, it was a bit close, and just a little bit further down. That'll be perfect for you. Now if you pick your pole up and turn it till it resists, that's it. And then just a little bit more. You don't want to over tighten the poles because that can damage the mechanism. Now push firmly down, and if it resists you and doesn't go down, then that's fine. Now what we'd like you to do with the other pole is to lengthen it and then measure it off against the first pole. And a quicker way to do that is also to look at, they've got number markings down there, and we can look at them and get them to get to the same height that way as well. And we tighten them up. Don't over tighten, but just till it resists you, and then a slight turn further, and then push down on it to the ground to make sure it doesn't collapse down on you. Beautiful. Okay, so as we've mentioned before, the poles are always in the trail position. So I'm going to get Danny to drop her poles behind her. And that is what we call the trial position, and that is the position that they will remain in for the actual pole walking. What you're going to do is I'm going to step to the side now and ask you to walk past me. Once you've started walking, start swinging your arms, and we will see how naturally if you get your right arm with your left leg and your left arm with your right leg. Now start swinging. Beautiful. Once you've got the technique correct, which Danny has picked up very quickly, as do quite a lot of people, then we go through and enhance the pole walking. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Danny, is when you're walking and you'll bring your pole forward, push down on the lip at the bottom of those poles so that you actually propel yourself forward and you get a force through your poles to the ground, and that will push you forward, and you continue that on, and that's where we get the whole body exercise with pole walking. So it's right arm left with your left leg, left arm with your right leg, pushing down through the poles so that you're actually slightly lifting your body weight, and that's where we get all the exercise throughout the body. Okay, so let's try that one. Pushing through. Beautiful. We recommend is if you're going to walk through the bush, the poles have a little boot on them, and you would remove those when you're in the bush, generally because the roots and things can pull the boots off and you may lose them. And it's something you do not want to lose the little boots off your poles, because then you have to buy a new set. I'd now like to demonstrate a little exercise that helps you if you're somebody who is finding it difficult to use your right arm with your left leg and your left arm with your right leg. What we do is, and this is the only time that we bring the poles forward, is just put your poles in front of you, like that. And what I'm going to get you to do, your poles won't move, you physically won't move. All you're going to do is pivot your left knee forward with your right arm, and your right knee forward with your left arm, lifting your heel up as you go, and then keep doing that for 20 or 30 seconds. And if you like to do that exercise every day, and you can actually do this at home with a pair of poles or broomsticks or anything like that, just to get your brain used to using your right arm with your left leg, and that is the physical exercise that we use to help with pole walking. It also exercises your right and left brain hemisphere. What a beautiful day to go out pole walking. I hope you've enjoyed this.
I have, very much.
And how do you feel?
I can really feel it in my arms.
Oh, that's excellent. That's what we want to hear. Well, thank you very much for listening and watching our pole walking presentation. If you'd like further information or you'd like a brochure, Seniors Recreation Council's phone number and website will be up on the screen at the end of this. We also recommend that if you do take up pole walking, you do it every 3 or 4 days, 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and build up to your normal half an hour to an hour's walking. Thank you very much.